Assessment of State Exhibit 4. State also requests defense counsel stipulate to the venue and jurisdiction of this honorable court, and that all documents and evidence have been e-filed are sufficient to support a plea of guilty.
No objection, so agreed and stipulated, Your Honor.
Without objection, so admitted. It will be the judgment of the court. The defendant is guilty as charged. And a recommendation state?
$100 fine, court costs, 180 days, Hidalgo County Jail, probated for 1 year, interlock ignition device, alcohol class, 90 days, Texas driver's license suspension.
All right. Yes, sir, Mr. Jarvis. Is that the understanding, sir?
That's our understanding, Your Honor. We understand that there's an ICE hold. So in all likelihood, these issues aren't going to be addressed.
I'll do a 0 fine, 0 court costs, and then 180 days in jail, suspended and placed on 1 year's probation. Waive the interlock because he probably won't be here. He'll probably get deported.
Yes.
And so, but he'll do everything else.
Okay.
All right.
Mr. Salinas, el juez te dio 0 multa, 0 costos de corte y vas a estar en 1 año de libertad condicional. También te quitó el aparato, no te va a ordenar el aparato que el Estado estaba recomendando. Y ya con esto se arregla este caso.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Thank you very much. You may be excused. Muchas gracias.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a nice day.
Yes, sir. Thank you. You may be excused. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Muñoz.
Mr. Munoz? Which one? Alejandro? Alex Munoz? What number?
It's a rebel. I think it's number 3.
Mr. Munoz, how you doing, sir?
Number 4.
What are you doing, Judge?
It's a motion to revoke, Mr. Munoz?
Yes, Judge. I believe it's number 4 on the docket.
Number 4,
José
correct.
Antonio de Hoyos.
José Antonio de Hoyos. Any interpreting, Mr. Munoz?
No, Judge.
All right. Good afternoon, sir. Please raise your right hand. You swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. You may put your hand down. CR 1914-903D, Jose Antonio de Hoyos. This is a revocation proceeding whereby the Adult Probation Office and DA's office are both alleging that you violated your probation. You understand that, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Have you ever been declared mentally incompetent?
No.
You understand that if the court does find that you did violate your probation, that the court may sentence you to the full amount of punishment that was probated back then when you pled guilty?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Has your attorney explained to you what are the conditions of probation that you allegedly violated?
Yes.
And you understand them all pretty well?
Yes.
And what is your plea, sir? True or not true that you at least violated one of those conditions?
True.
And are you pleading true, freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
All right, state.
It offers waiver of rights, consent, stipulation of evidence, and plea true to state's motion to revoke post-conviction community supervision of State Exhibit 1. State also requests defense counsel defendant stipulate that he is the same defendant that was previously placed on probation, and that all documents, evidence that have been e-filed are sufficient to support a plea of true.
No objections, so stipulated, Judge.
Without objection, so admitted. It will be the finding of this court that Jose Antonio de Hoyos did violate probation in CR 1914-903D. And what is the recommendation state?
$100 fine, court costs, 140 days, Hidalgo County Jail, credit for 140 days.
All right, court will hereby waive the fine and court costs. That'll be a time served. All right, you may be excused. Time served, Mr. De Hoyos. Thank you, sir. That'll do it, Mr. Munoz. You may be excused.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now we have Mr. Richard Garza, and let me see who we're gonna call.
Good afternoon, Judge.
Good afternoon, sir. We need Aniceto Hernandez. Aniceto
Hernandez.
He's got 3 cases, right, sir?
That's correct, Judge.
Now I have a question, Mr. Garza. Is going to be a plea on how many? 1 or 2 or?
It's going to be on 2, and they're dismissing 1 as part of the plea bargain with the felony, Judge.
And do you know which is the one they're going to dismiss? Out of the, oh yeah, here I got it.
Yes, Your Honor.
They're going to dismiss CR 20-04-788.
That's
Yes,
correct,
sir.
sir.
All right, very well, good. Let me see here. And we have Aniceto Hernandez Jr. Good afternoon, sir. Please raise your right hand. You swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor.
You may put your hand down, and I believe you got two cases here. CR 20 01170D, Class A misdemeanor. And then CR 20 04787D, that'll be another Class A misdemeanor. The first one is an assault case, the second one, resisting arrest. Nevertheless, each case is a Class A misdemeanor. Each case carries a potential penalty of up to a year in jail and not more than a $4,000 fine upon conviction. You understand that, sir?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
You understand that for each case, you're entitled to a jury trial, you're entitled to an appeal. And did you waive those two rights?
Yes.
Have you ever been declared mentally incompetent?
No.
You understand that the court does not have to follow the recommendations after you give your plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what is your plea, sir? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
And are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily for both cases?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, state's evidence.
State offers plea documents and offense reports at State Exhibit 1, notification, certification, defendant's right of appeal at State Exhibit 2, waiver of Article 39.14 disclosure at State Exhibit 3, waiver of risk and needs assessment at State Exhibit 4. State also requests defense counsel stipulates the venue and jurisdiction of this honorable court and that all documents and evidence have been e-filed are sufficient to support a plea of guilty.
Your Honor, we have no objections to States Exhibit 1 through 4. We so stipulate to venue and jurisdiction, and we so stipulate that the documents that have been filed by e-file are sufficient to sustain a conviction, Judge.
Without objections, so admitted, it'll be the judgment of the court. The defendant, Aniceto Hernandez Jr., is guilty as charged in CR 20-01170D, CR 20-04787. I'm sorry. Yeah, CR 20-04787D. And recommendations, Mr. Delgado, are they identical by any chance?
They're different, Your Honor. In CR 20-01170D, the recommendation is $250 fine, court cost, 2 years deferred adjudication, anger management course, no contact with the victim, Michaela Pulido, outpatient counseling.
Okay. All right, and the name of the victim again?
Michaela. Last name Pulido, Pulido.
Michelle Pulido. Okay.
Outpatient screening and screen for MI caseload.
And how long has he been in jail?
On this case, Your Honor, I have approximately 3 days, but he's been in jail longer, but on this particular charge, approximately 3 days.
Okay, let me hear the next recommendation before I ask the attorney for any CR 20-04787D. What is that recommendation, sir?
$100 fine, court costs, 86 days, Hidalgo County Jail, credit for 86 days.
Well, on this one, waive the fine and court cost, that'll be a time served. And now let's go to the first one. Because of the time in jail, we'll just waive the fine and court costs on this one. And it'll be the judgment of the court that the finding of guilty and no further proceedings are hereby deferred in CR 20-01170D in the case of State versus Aniceto Hernandez Jr. So it'll be 2 years deferred probation, right, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Plus no harmful contact with anybody, including the victim. And then, of course, any classes he's got to take, that'll be part of the probation. And is there a dismissal?
Yes, Your Honor, the state moves to dismiss CR 20-04788D.
Furthermore, court will dismiss CR 20-04788D, State versus Aniceto Hernandez Jr. This case is dismissed. Anything else, Mr. Garza?
Your Honor, just that since they are running concurrent with the felony, and on the felony, he is going to be placed on 3 years deferred.
Okay.
If the court would just consider on the probation fee, Judge.
Yes.
He is indigent, and just for those particular reasons.
Okay. Well, we'll waive it here on this one, but I'm sure that the probation officer would have waived it anyway. But we can waive it on this one.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. You're welcome. And that'll do it. Thank you very much, Mr. Hernandez. Thank you very much, Mr. Garza.
Thank you. I will be back at 2:30, Judge, with you.
Okay, we'll see you at 2:30, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Mr. Villalobos. Can I call the name now? Aviana?
So they can,
But that'll be another
yeah, they're over here.
Aviana.
The female.
I'm sorry, it's gonna be a female now. I think it's Aviana Garcia. Aviana Garcia. I think that's the female.
They need to log in.
Yeah.
Let me call the females officers right now to log in. I
Okay.
believe they have another court two right now.
Yeah,
We have like
can
three
take care of
females
Robert.
there.
Oh, okay. Let me see who we get. Let's see. Let's get somebody else here.
Okay.
I think we can get somebody else. Let's see. Robert Puente? Would that be Victor Quintero? You got Victor Quintero, right, sir?
Yes, sir, he's here.
Okay, that'll work. We can do him. Mr. Puente, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Will he need interpreting, Mr. Puente?
I don't believe so.
All right.
He's
All
here,
right.
sir.
It'll be two cases, right, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right. Good afternoon, Mr. Quintero. Please raise your right hand. You swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
You may put your hand down. CR 1816-250D, Victor Quintero, Class A misdemeanor, resisting. And the second one, CR 1816-251D, Victor Quintero, assault, Class A misdemeanor. Each case is a Class A misdemeanor. Each case carries a potential penalty of up to a year in jail and not more than a $4,000 fine upon conviction. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand that for each case, you're entitled to a jury trial. You're entitled to an appeal. Did you waive those two rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
Have you ever been declared mentally incompetent?
No, Your Honor.
You understand that the court does not have to follow the recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what is your plea, sir? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
And are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily on both cases?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, state's evidence.
State offers plea documents, offense reports as State Exhibit 1, notification, certification, defendant's right of appeal as State Exhibit 2, waiver of Article 39.14, disclosure as State Exhibit 3, waiver of risk and needs assessment as State Exhibit 4. State also requests defense counsel stipulate to the venue and jurisdiction of this honorable court, and that all documents and evidence have been e-filed are sufficient to support a plea of guilty.
No objection, Your Honor, and so stipulated for venue, jurisdiction, and the sufficiency of the evidence submitted.
And without objection, so admitted. It'll be the judgment of the court. The defendant is guilty as charged on both cost numbers. Recommendations, state, are they identical by any chance?
They are identical, Your Honor. It's a $100 fine, court costs 168 days, Hidalgo County Jail, credit for 168 days on each case.
158 for each? I'm sorry, 168?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, court will hereby waive the fine and court costs for each case. And it'll be 168 for 168. That'll be a time served, both cases. Time served, you may be excused, sir. All right, thank you, sir.
Excused?
Did you get that, Mr. Puente?
Yes, Your Honor, may I be excused? Thank you.
You may be excused, thank you. Yes, sir. Okay, who would be next? Right here's Alpha. Mr. Villalobos.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, Mr. Villalobos. You have Aviana Garcia.
Yes, Your Honor.
It'll be a plea, Mr. Villalobos. Can you hear me, Mr. Villalobos?
I can hear you, sir. I can hear you, yes.
Oh, okay. Good afternoon, Ms. Garcia. Can you hear me? Please raise your right hand. You swear the testimony you're about to give would be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the whole truth?
Yes, sir.
You may put your hand down. CR 20-06-269D, Aviana Rayan Garcia. Your charge here is a Class A misdemeanor. It carries a potential penalty of up to a year in jail and not more than a $4,000 fine upon conviction. You understand that? Did you understand? Did you understand that, man?
I didn't hear you, sir.
You want me to repeat it?
I couldn't hear you, sorry.
I didn't understand what you said, but I'm going to repeat it. CR 20-06-269D, Aviana Garcia. Your charge is a Class A misdemeanor. It carries a potential penalty of up to a year in jail and not more than a $4,000 fine upon conviction. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you understand that. That's the potential range of punishment. That's not what's going to be recommended, okay? But that's the potential. Okay, man?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you're entitled to a jury trial, you're entitled to an appeal, and that you waived those two rights in writing.
Yes, sir.
Have you ever been declared mentally incompetent?
No, sir.
You understand that the court does not have to follow the recommendation. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
And what is your plea, ma'am? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
And are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
All right. State's evidence, Mr. Delgado.
State offers plea documents, offense reports, State Exhibit 1, notification, certification, defendant's right of appeal is State Exhibit 2. Waiver of Article 39.14 disclosure is State Exhibit 3. State would also request defense counsel stipulate to the venue and jurisdiction as honorable court, and that all documents and evidence that have been e-filed are sufficient to support a plea of guilty.
Any objections?
No objections to the evidence, Your Honor. So stipulated as the jurisdiction and the venue.
All right, without objection, so admitted. It'll be the judgment of the court. The defendant is guilty as charged. In our recommendation, state.
So $100 fine, court costs, 52 days, Hidalgo County Jail, credit for 52 days.
All right, court will hereby waive the fine and court costs. So it'll be 52 days in jail, credit for 52 days served. It'll be a time served. All right, you may be excused, Ms. Garcia.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Your Honor. You have a good day, sir.
Yes, you have a good day, Mr. Lewis. Morning.
PD is logging on. It's saying,
PD is logging on, but do we have somebody else?
it's a reflection.
Is that here?
You're muted, sir.
All right, Noé Santos. Noé Giovanni Santos.
Yes, sir, he's coming.
Okay, thank you.
I don't think we have any more females.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna have any more females, not even 2:30.
I think that's it.
That's it, man. Thank you very much. No more female prisoners. Thank you very much. You may be excused, man.
Ramos Norma reset.
Okay, let me see. What did you give me?
Those cases were dismissed yesterday, Judge.
Okay, that's it then. No more. That's it, man. Thank you so much. That's it.
You got reset.
No. On Norma, the cases were dismissed.
Those cases were dismissed.
On Norma, they were dismissed yesterday. You should have gotten those.
What's her last name? Oh, let me see here. Let me make sure, but it got dismissed.
Norma Ramos.
Yeah, Norma Ramos case dismissed.
There was two.
Two cases dismissed.
Cases.
Okay, Norma Ramos.
In Spanish, sir.
Okay, ma'am, your cases were dismissed.
Los casos tuyos se retiraron ayer. So si ya no tienes nada más pendiente, ya te deben de dejar ir.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Gracias.
Gracias, bye-bye.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you, Jill. Yeah, thank you, Jill. Who else next?
Miss Heller.
Oh, sorry, I lost it again. Did I say no way? Okay. Here. That'll be Noé Giovanni Santos, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor.
All right. What's the announcement on CR 20-04868D? Yes, Ms. Keller?
Yes, Your Honor. The state, with the court's permission, of course, has agreed to a $500 bond in this case.
Correct, Your Honor.
Is it a $500 PR bond?
Cash surety, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm sorry, cash security. And, okay. And then we gotta give him a pretrial date, right? Okay, pretrial date, February the 4th. 9 o'clock. February the 4th, 9 o'clock, PT pretrial. Meanwhile, court will issue a $500 cash surety bond. Okay, that'll do it. Thank you very much. You're welcome. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Your Honor. May I be
You may be
excused?
excused. Yes, ma'am. Thank
Thank
you. Bond. What's next?
We need Rubio and Richard Garza.
But do we, Next will be David Montoya.
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 He's got
Any interpreting, Mr. Garza, for Montoya?
No, Your Honor, he can speak English.
Okay, good afternoon, Mr. It's a what, a motion to reduce?
We've got two issues, Judge. He had never been arraigned, so I didn't know if the court wanted to arraign him, and then we could take up it's a motion really to reinstate, Judge. The bond, I was nice side, but I'll explain the court what happened on the case.
Okay, so he hasn't been arraigned yet on driving while license invalid?
That's correct, Judge.
Okay, that's a Class B misdemeanor. Let me go ahead and, well, CR 19-066-94D, David Reina Montoya. Court will go ahead and enter a not guilty plea on this one, on the arraignment. And it's a Class B misdemeanor. It carries a potential penalty of up to 180 days in jail and not more than a $2,000 fine upon conviction. You understand that, Mr. Montoya? We'll enter a not guilty plea. And now what else do we have, Mr. Garza?
Yeah, and then I filed a motion for bond. What had happened with my client, Judge, he bonded out with 4 aces bond, and he wasn't keeping in contact with him. He is a forklift operator, and at the time was working up in Michigan. He was calling regularly. He has this one, and he has a felony out of the same transaction. He doesn't appear for the simple reason, and he was not aware that he had court. Since then, he has hired me. I am now going to be on the case, Judge, and will continue. I have talked to the felony prosecutor, Roxanne Salinas, and we have a court setting with him on Monday also to reinstate his bond. Judge, on the felony, he does have a $10,000 cash surety. The one before your court is a $2,000 PR bond. In both cases, Judge, the bondsman, well, on this one, it's a PR bond, but even on the felony, the bondsman has not surrendered the bond or anything for the simple reason that.
All right, so you're asking that the PR bond be reinstated?
Yes, Your Honor, respectfully requested, Judge.
It was 2,000, right?
It was, Judge.
All right, 2,000 PR bond will be reinstated, and we'll reset it for February the 4th, 9 o'clock, for pretrial. February the 4th, 9 o'clock.
Thank you
If you work the felony case first and you want us to bump this case, just let us know.
We will do, Judge. We will do. And we may be able to do that. Okay.
All right, we'll do a 2,000 PR bond. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day. Have a safe one, Judge.
You too,
Bye.
Bye-bye. Anybody else yet?
Waiting for Kennedy, he should be logging on.
Okay.
Judge just got a text from Mr. Kennedy. He should be logging in about 3 minutes.
Thank you, baby.
Yes, sir.
We have Mr. Pat Nitch, I understand. Motion to reduce that. Are we doing it? Ruben Valdez? Ruben Valdez Jr.? And where's Mr. Nitch? Mr. Good afternoon. Oh, he's connecting. All right, Mr. Pat Nitch. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Judge. Sorry to keep you waiting.
No problem. We're here on Ruben Gonzalez Valdez, right, sir?
Yes, correct, Judge.
And what are you asking for?
Judge, we're requesting a PR bond on the 2 cases. The reason being is that he had an aggravated assault that was pending. He's been in jail, and that case was dismissed in the 398th District Court. He's been in jail since April 10th, and I anticipate the misdemeanors will be resolved, but I think it'd be good to get him out of jail.
Oh, okay. I only have one case. Do you have another cause number? Let's see. I have CR 20-04019D.
I believe the other one's CR 20-04018, Your Honor.
Correct.
That's the other one. Okay.
Yes, Judge.
All right. And what is that charge?
I don't have that in my notes. No.
On the second one.
I believe it's a criminal trespass. Criminal trespass.
All right. On each case, you wanted a PR bond, sir?
Correct, Judge.
Yeah, because the felonies got dismissed, right?
Exactly.
That's correct, Your Honor.
1,000 PR bond for each case. And with a pretrial setting date of February the 4th. 9 o'clock, sir. February the 4th, 9 o'clock. Got it?
Got it, Judge.
All right, you may be excused. Thank you very
All right.
much. Stay safe.
Thank you, Your
All
Honor.
right,
You
thank
too.
you. Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Then bye-bye. We're gonna need now the lesson, brother. We need the attorney. Kennedy should be coming in. There it is. We're gonna be needing Rodolfo Hernandez.
Yes, sir, he's coming.
Okay, thank you. Good afternoon, Mr. Kennedy.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Judge.
Good afternoon. And we have Rodolfo Hernandez. What are we gonna do with these two cases, Mr. Kennedy?
Judge, he's present before you, I think, on 2 possession of marijuanas.
Yes.
Yes, he picked up a DWI and I think another possession of marijuana. And what happened is his bondsman surrendered the bond on these 2 cases and on the new possession of marijuana cases. And I'm just asking if the court would reset a bond on it.
Okay. No. Okay, the DWI I think is still pending, but my 2 cases are 2 POMs, right?
Yeah, I think cases were just recently filed.
Okay.
But I don't think there's an arraignment date on them.
These are old. These are not the new ones.
Okay, I don't have the new one. You said there's 2 new ones?
There's 2 new ones, and the bond was surrendered on the POM, and so we're just asking if you could set a bonds on him, and then he'll make bail, and then we can continue on the. He hasn't started yet on the 20 cases, but I think he's going to once he gets out.
Okay. On these, I have a CR 18 and a CR 19 case. On this one's, how long has he been in jail? Just 1 day?
No, 2 weeks, like a week and a half. Going on 2 weeks.
Okay, because he got arrested on the other. Okay, I understand now. Okay, what are you asking, Mr. Rubio? 1,000 PR bonds for each?
Yes, Judge, if you could, please.
Now, remember, I only have 2 right now, so it'll be PR bond on 2 of them.
Okay, and if the other ones come in, we'll
That's right. Okay, we'll deal with them on CR 1808 746D, CR 1903 268D, both of them Rodolfo Hernandez. Each case 1,000 PR bond, and then the February 4th, it'll be February the 4th pretrial, 9 o'clock, 2/4/21. Sounds far away, but that's like 4 months away from here. 2/4, 9 o'clock pretrial. Okay, sir.
Yes, Judge. You have a
All
good
right,
day.
that'll do it. You have a good day. You may be excused. Thank you.
Bye.
That's it. Is that it, Jill? Thanks so much.
Yes, sir, that's it. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Bye. And that's it. State and Ms. Jessica. I think that's it, right?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. I think all of us come back again and recess for another.
4 o'clock.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.